Hello, good morning, and welcome to another edition of Top 5 Tuesday. My name is Jeff Dick, and 2020 has been a year to remember, that is for sure. I don't think any of us are going to be forgetting 2020 anytime soon. And since this is our last show of the year, yes, our last Top 5 until 2021, I thought we would take a look back and remember the stars we lost in 2020. That's today's Top 5. Now, obviously, a lot more than five country music stars passed away in 2020. It was a rough year for country music, so a lot of honorable mentions. We have to mention, of course, Jerry Jeff Walker, a great songwriter from out of Texas. He passed away in October due to cancer. Also in October, we lost another one of the best songwriters from the 70s and 80s, and that is Billy Joe Shaver. He passed away due to a stroke. In April, we lost one of the legends in Nashville's songwriting scene, John Prine. He passed away due to COVID-19 in April. Also in September, we lost the Fluke, W.S. Holland, the longtime drummer for Johnny Cash and his Tennessee Three. He passed away in September as well. Starting our list at number 5, I had to cram 3 of them together in this one because these 3 guys were big parts of my childhood growing up in the late 80s and early 90s, but for different reasons. Number 1 was Hal Ketchum. We lost him in the month of November. Of course, he was one of the biggest stars of the early 90s. Not only that, he appears in one of my favorite movies of all time. He is one of the bank robbers in Maverick. Yes, so a little cameo in that one, and that movie filled with country music cameos, but we lost Hal Ketchum this year. Also at number 5, Joe Diffie, one of the biggest stars of the early 90s. So many great hits coming out of that early to mid 90s run for him, and he continued to be a great star until passing away this March due to COVID-19. He was one of the first celebrities to pass away due to the pandemic. He had announced that he had COVID-19 on his Twitter account, and 2 days later passed away, and we lost Joe Diffie at the age of 61. Also, Harold Reid of the Statler Brothers. He passed away in April due to kidney failure. Harold was a big part of my childhood because my parents were both big Statler Brothers fans, so we listened to them a ton in our house, and of course watching the Statler Brothers show when it would come on as well, one of the best variety shows of that era. And Harold, always my favorite, the funniest one, the bass man in the group. You gotta love Harold Reid. He passed away this year as well, so all 3 of those guys gonna be at number 5. Number 4, sadly, she was added to the list just yesterday, and again, due to complications from COVID-19, we lost KT Oslin, someone who really blazed her own path when it came to country music because she didn't really make it big until she was in her mid-40s. Something you don't see artists do all that often is wait until their mid-40s to have that big breakthrough, but she did, and the 80s belonged to KT Oslin, not only with the big hit 80s Ladies, but she was winning Female Artist of the Year, she was winning Grammys, she was absolutely top-notch in that era. KT Oslin, she will be missed. She's number 4. Number 3, we lost him in July due to a stroke, an absolute legend of country and bluegrass, and that is Charlie Daniels, remembered mostly for his big number 1 hit, The Devil Went Down to Georgia, but so many more great songs in the catalog of Charlie Daniels, and if you ever want to hear just classic fiddle music, he is the guy to put on. Charlie Daniels, we lost him in 2020 as well. He's number 3. Number 2, he started as a rocker, moved into the country side of things, and had one of the most legendary careers of all time, and that is Kenny Rogers. Yes, started as Kenny Rogers in the first edition, and they had a couple of trippy songs in the late 60s before he morphed into a country singer and gave us some of the greatest tunes of all time, from Lucille to Coward of the County. As he continued into the 80s, his duets with Dolly Parton and Islands in the Stream, even into the 90s and the 2000s, kept releasing fantastic songs. The Greatest is one of my favorite Kenny Rogers songs, and that one, I believe, is a 2002 release, so he just kept pumping out great music. We lost him in March, and that is a big loss for the country music world. Kenny Rogers at number 2. Number 1, though, we lost him just a few weeks ago on December 12th due to complications from COVID-19, the legendary Charley Pride. And when you talk about trailblazers in country music, he epitomized the word, breaking through as an African-American in a predominantly white genre, but his talent bested anything else about him, and especially at a time where racial tension was high, especially in the South, Charley Pride went in and proved that he could sing country music better than most at the time, and Charley just put together one of the most absolutely incredible careers. The hits that came out of Charley Pride, he was a hit-making machine, from Crystal Chandeliers to Kiss an Angel, Good Morning. He had so many fantastic songs, and he will be lovingly remembered as one of the greatest stars in the history of country music. Charley Pride, he is my number 1 pick for artists that we lost in 2020. Hopefully, things get a little better for us all in 2021, and hopefully you have an absolutely tremendous Christmas. No matter how you're celebrating this year, remember to stay safe and try and connect with friends and family, whoever you can, whether on the phone phone or virtually. Let's all get through this. Have a fantastic Christmas. We will see you back here again in 2021. Have a great day.